I have a horrible sweet tooth, just to the point where like, yeah, and that's not even. There's more of that story too. No, I'm just kidding. But so I have a terrible sweet tooth to the point where, you know, and rightfully so. Anytime I reach for treats, I get a glare. You know. To the point where like I really have to force myself to hide the snacks and just eat them alone, because I you know, you don't like the glare, and you know, so I've so it's the dead of night, everyone's asleep, and so I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is perfect. You have like a late night snack. Nobody's around. And you have a late night snack. But you know, when you've set it up like that, when you're to a point where you're going to having to hide something from other people in the house, right? Everything becomes a 007 mission, right? It's not as easy as just going and getting the snacks.
Now you have to be quiet.
Yeah. You have to be quiet. You have to plan. You have to strategize. You can't just go. You don't just go and get the snack. That's a rookie move. Yep. Okay. So in fact, the only reason I got up to come and write is because I wanted a snack. And I thought to myself, I get to like the kitchen and I start planning. I go, okay, I need a plan. I can't just go and get a snack. What if I get caught? Oh, I have an idea. I'll set up my notebook and start writing. And so if she wakes up, then I'll be writing. And if she's like, why it's so late? Why are you doing this? You know, and then I just, for whatever reason in my head, I'm just like, oh, I think of something like poetic or something like the dark silence drew out my inner muse. Catch her off guard. That's what I'm thinking. It's stupid, and that wasn't poetic at all, but catch her off guard. And so I set up, I get everything all set up. Now, this is really crucial. See how detailed you gotta be really, it's really critical how you set this up. The best way to hide snacks in this house, and probably for most people, like when I was a kid,
inexpired food.
My sister used to open up the package from the back and then just take.
Yeah,
and then
you told me that.
No, I put them up high, so like you can't reach them.
Yeah, because you're so tall.
So not only that, I put them up so high for two reasons. One, you can't reach them, and two, you can't see them. Like even for me, I put them high enough where I need to stand on something. That's how high I put them. So so I had to set the stage, right? So I get my chair and I have a stool and I go, okay, I need to move the stool over there, but I can't get the snack yet because I got to set up the writing stage. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. So I go put the stool over, I go put my writing stage out, and I go, okay, it's still quiet, everyone's still asleep. Now it's time to go and get, in this case, it was a muffin. It was a chocolate chip muffin. But, you know, snack of choice. But in this case,
it was a muffin.
It was a muffin. And so I go over and I go over to the stool, and I need to move the stool just a little bit closer. And you know when you make that noise, I moved the stool and I made a noise, and I thought, oh damn. You know, you get that fear paralysis.
Yeah.
It's real interesting to me, like those moments of like fight or flight, or
for non life threatening things.
Yeah, well,
they're always for some like little mundane thing. You're just like, I'm about to die.
It's like when you knock something over and you just freeze and you watch it happen in slow motion, just fall to the ground, totally capable of catching it, but incapable at that moment. I call it fear paralysis. So
it's a good name for it.
I moved the stool and I froze. And I was like, oh, she's awake. Now, realistically, I made a noise that wouldn't wake up a mouse, you know, but it's so quiet that you think that, like,
far
I thought that I just was like, go, muffin, just boom. Like that. So I'm just like, and in my head, I'm just frozen, just thinking, well, should I go check if she's awake? No, don't check if she's awake. Just finish your mission. Get the muffin. You don't have time to second guess yourself. If she was awake, you would know she was awake. So I go, okay, get up. So I get up on the stool. I grab the muffin. And I'm like, oh, I gotcha. I got the muffin. And so, so stupid. I grab the muffin. I instantly think, because I've like turned on all the lights. And like from the bedroom, you can clearly see into the kitchen. And so my initial thought is, I must find darkness. I must find a small hole to go eat this muffin or snack of choice, whatever you want. So I like race, I dart away from the kitchen, and I start like, and it's one of those, the victory. So now, not only have I gotten a sweet treat, right, which is victory number 1, I've pulled off what I believe to be the greatest heist that I've ever planned. Check number 2, right? I'm sitting there victorious with my muffin, snack of choice. And it's one of those instantaneous moments where you eat half of it without it. And it's just like halfway gone. But then, fear paralysis. And you're going, Nick, for one, this is an emotional roller coaster over this muffin. I know. There's a lot going on. There's a detailed story trying to get to this muffin. But I instantly stop and I'm halfway through and I go, oh shit. What if she wakes up right now? There's nothing I can do. All my previous setup is all out the window. I can't like just start crumbs all over and just like start writing. And I'm way over here. Like I'm nowhere near them. I'm sitting in the dark. Halfway through this muffin, like I look like a maniac, and so you have that like I have that instant thought where I'm like, oh, I just throw it away, like, and I instantly was just gonna throw it across the room because for whatever reason I was such in fear paralysis. I thought without making any noise, pulling off again the greatest heist that I had ever pulled off before, that I'd somehow woken her up. Like in my head, she was awake, staring at me. Like halfway muffin by up. So I'm like, throw it away. And then I instantly go, no, don't throw it away. You've been victorious. You deserve that treat. You eat that treat. And I go, you know what? I do. And I sit down and I take my sweet time. The chocolate chips, the muffin, the deliciousness. Woo-wee. It was such a good victory. And then I sat down and I was like, man, that's a good story. I'm gonna write that down. I just started like writing profusely about this like muffin that I had just eaten, which in all honesty, and this is why I kept saying like snack of choice, like I was to my bare bones of snacks. Like the chocolate chip muffin, I could have gotten way better than the chocolate chip muffin. But the fact that that it was there and I wanted it like, and I to like pull that off. I'm still talking about it. It's like this will go down as the greatest.
Getting a muffin within now, your own kitchen, man. Two
things that I've realized since that. One, the moment that I had finished writing the story, right? I had looked up and realized that I have a camera that's pointed right at the kitchen. That would have watched me like a maniac go over, move the chair, come back, set up my writing, go back, pause, look around like a crazy person, go up, get the muffin, be standing up tall, victorious muffin, look around, jump off, dart to the darkness. And then
I want to see this footage so bad now.
So honestly, I've had that thought, and it's been one of those things where I'm too terrified to look it up to see if it actually like caught it. I know. So there is, and I know like for people at home, they're like, oh, if you didn't film that thing, this story is so stupid.
Seriously, you have to have filmed it.
So I mean, we'll see. But so either that. Right? So that would totally blow me out of the water. I'm dead to rights. Or, now that I've completed the story, and I live in a very small place, and she's in the other room, she has definitely now heard that I have secret snacks, where I hide them.
And that night when you went out to write, it was to just get a snack. I kind of want her to find all your stashes now. I think it'd be pretty funny.
I know. I feel like they're stashes, but they're not. A fool could find my snack hiding places. In fact, honestly, doesn't matter how high you put the muffins. When you open up the cabinet, you can see the box at any like it's the worst place for muffins ever.